the puck. Frey picks it up, sends it toward the goal. That deflects behind the goal line. Now working behind the goaltender is Stenberg. Hat trick in the first day. Stenberg riding the hot hand here for the Swedes in Minnesota. Frey quickly off his stick, plays it up the left-hand side. Wilson looking for Vigo. I'll use last names typically when I announce a hockey game, but when we have two players, same last name, like Vigo Bjork and Wilson Bjork, I'll switch it so there is no confusion. A little forechecking pressure, but the Canadians evade that, and now they work their way up right-hand side. Pass does not connect, thrown in. I believe Gardner got a piece of it, probably hit him in the shoulder. Boumedienne plays it up left-hand side. Berglund, he gets knocked off the puck. And the Canadians, stretch pass, trying to hit the runner down low. They wave off icing. We are not playing automatic icing. We've got the hybrid in force here. Protz takes it toward the goal. That one steered aside by Harnstam. Bouncing puck. This one sent out into the neutral zone. A little bit too far out in front of Danielson. Canadians regrouping. And they play left-hand side. Protz. 2 passes later, it's deflected over to Reshny. Puck gets away from him, and the Swedes come in to clear. Pettersson off the wall, plays it up to Saline Wallenius. And looking to get it to Protz, pass a little bit light to get down to Ritter Arena.
Well, yeah, we don't want to talk about the traffic, except for the traffic in front of the net here. But no, this is fun to be here. I'm really looking forward to it.
We've got a turnover, and the Swedes heading outside the zone. Zetterberg, zone entry, top of the circle, finding the open man in the slot and sending it home. Eric Nilsson. Nilsson from Zetterberg, and the Swedes are on the board.
Well, John, that was a classic middle drive. Wait for the trailer to find the slot, and he just laid it right in there nicely. So they turned kind of a 2-on-1 into a 3-on-2, but ultimately creating a scoring opportunity from.
Talked about as we work through this first period and then at first intermission is this is a Team Canada looking for answers. They have not had a good showing so far, and some of the top name players are not dressed today. I even heard that they may have left the Twin Cities and gone home. So this is a real opportunity for the balance of the Canadian roster to show that they have those intangibles. They can provide the grit. They can do the things that are needed in team hockey. And that'll be a recurring theme as you and I work this game. And then again tomorrow, we've got the Scandinavians at 1 o'clock. So ingredients, but if they're not the right ones, sometimes you just can't make a cookie.
Well, and Team Canada was disappointed with their showing last year.
Draft pick of the Montreal Canadiens, an all-around good guy. Down goes Hage. Chance here for Sweden, working through Wilson. That pass does not connect, and wrong time for a busted tweak. It was Vaneker right in the slot area. And Tom, that's one of those good news, bad news. He was wide open with a juicy look, and then the shaft breaks right down by the blade.
Well, yeah, he was point blank, and that would have really helped Canada right now kind of regain their footing. They're a little on their heels right now.
This is Reed trying to find his way outside the zone. He headmans the puck, doesn't connect. Now the Swedes on the counterattack. Fernstrom gains the zone, knocks it down, gets it flat in the corner. He tried to shovel it along the boards for Nilsson. It hit the referee. Swedes somehow maintaining control after all that. There's a shot save cover. Gardner Jr. over the years. They have reached the final game 14 times. They have a great group on paper. They've come into the summer. No way to sugarcoat it. Vince took it to them. So we'll talk a little bit on the period break when we get the final horn on the first about how Canada's probably approaching this, because there's limited opportunity to get the whole band together as these players will scatter in the fall to go play on their various teams, whether it's American colleges or Canadian juniors. Boisvert rink wide over on the right-hand side. Reshny, he puts on the brakes around the hash. Greeted by a token body check from Saline Wallenius. And now the Swedes working their way out, play Danielson. His pass is stolen. Hage, he swings wide, taking it into the slot area. And nice play by Harnstam to read that, get in position, make that save. Rebound comes That's a shot from Boisvert. Now he plays back to the blue line, Smith. And they send a pass wide on the bounce. Next one doesn't connect and up ice. Defender on this team is a left shot.
Right, we're going to go in and rim it on the right side around to the left.
All right, trivia question for our viewers out there in USA Hockey TV land. What are the two sports you're not allowed to play left-handed? Answer coming up at the break. What are the two sports you're not allowed to play left-handed? There's a shot. Oh, that one just grazes the outside of the twine. Did not miss by much. Oh, big hit delivered. Stepping up on it, Jake O'Brien. The penalty has expired. A successful kill for the Canadians, and now it's out to neutral zone. Boumedienne makes the pass, left-hand side. Celine Wallenius now down into the corner, heads Nielsen. They work behind the goal and play it out top. Boumedienne. Celine Wallenius took a shot. That got deflected, and Canada killed the penalty, but they're kind of on their heels, looking like they're trying to kill right now, giving a lot of room for the Swedes to work the perimeter. There's a shot that gets knocked down in the slot area. Deflect's going to make it a one-goal game, but if they don't get it, then it's a three-goal hole, and at the higher levels, it's really hard to get enough momentum to come back from that far down. Beautiful goal for Cole Reshny. So the assists on this one go to Kindle and Boisvert. Kindle and Boisvert assisting on the Reshny goal.
But quite an individual effort, I would say. Not in a selfish way. I'm just saying he deserves the credit for most of the goal.
Absolutely. What a game. Yeah, and then
or most of the credit for the goal.
Yeah, and then conversely, you had the, oh, that one hit a skate. Almost a goal there for Vigo. Right in the slot. And Canada, Vanaker, he was just ahead of the play. He's got to step back out to the neutral zone. Boumedienne, Lindstrom. Real good pace to this finish of the period, Tom. I wish we had a little bit more time.
Yeah, it was a good play by Danford, the Canadian defenseman, too, to shut that down.
Boy, you saw Lindstrom take it right to the goal. And now, one more pass into the slot, trying to hit Smith. And now we've got a penalty right in front of the goal. This one's going to be called on somebody for a cross check. Smith, one of the Swedes there is a net front presence looking for a tip. Canada back to full strength, brings it out to the neutral zone, gets away from them. Wilson Bjork, zone entry for him. He puts on the brakes, finding the open man, plays Boumedienne on the point, and boom, boom, 3-1. Little tip there, Tom?
Oh, yeah, redirection, tough for the goaltender to stop that one. And I was just watching the bigger picture. There's such good puck support. Sweden always has someone to lay the puck to, as they did right there, and he had plenty of time. Sends one of those medium, speed wristers, and 25, I think, in front. Yeah.
But Boumedienne, Sascha Boumedienne,
yep,
with the shot. And we had a couple players down low. We'll listen to our public address announcer get the goal. But nonetheless, Sweden, even strength goal. Kind of that overhanging time. There hadn't been any whistles.
Might have been Jenborg. I don't know.
Since the power play.
Jenborg.
They give an assist to Wilson Bjork as well. So that goes in the books as Jenborg from Boumedienne.
5-on-5, right?
And Wilson Bjork. Yeah, even strength.
Canada, does a nice job killing it off, and then as soon as it's over, they give one up.
Second period. Canada got that goal about 3 minutes to go, I think, in the first.
You wonder 3:04, 3:05.
Yeah, you wonder if that might be a catalyst for them to kind of start playing better, and now the Swedes have opened up a big lead.
Well, they've got a strong lineup, strong group of players, and they're executing.
Danielson from Jack Berglund. Jack Berglund with that pass, and good identification, finding the open man and pushing it ahead. There's a shot. Oh, just missing near side high. Parasak. Good look there in the slot area. Stenberg, puck bounces back to him off of Parasak. Tries to go between the wickets. Now he chases it down over on the sideboard. Swedes are swarming. 14:30 to go here in period two. And Hage works his way out of traffic and makes a pass up the left-hand side. In front of the scorer's table, they push this down deep. First one to arrive on the back wall, Saline Wallenius. Hage, steal, slides it over to the side wall, picked up by Reshny.
I've been really impressed with Hage. Now there I think he should have shot, and I think there's been other times where the Canadians right now, they should just pull the trigger. They've been looking for that extra pass, or they try and pull and get around a D. I think a few quick shots right on net would go a long ways.
Yeah, Lova Harnstam has seen 12 shots, but how many grade A's, how many big chances have they had? I think he's played well, but the Canadians have not had that many great chances.
Well, if you let him square up, he's going to make a save, right? So sometimes just
shoot before he gets. Canada came to town with 4 goaltenders. You wonder.
Well, they had 2 teams, right?
They brought
the U.S. and Canada brought enough for 2.
Yep, and you just wonder. 2 of the goaltenders I was told have left, and the ones remaining are Ravensburger and Gardner. And you wonder at what point, maybe the plan was to switch at midpoint. We're coming up on the game's midpoint. Or do they just leave him in there? And, that's going to rattle someone's confidence if they have to face this Swedish onslaught. The 3 Crowns are en fuego here at Ritter Arena. They have just been sensational today and really all week. Zone entry for the Canadians, short-lived. Puck turns over and headed up the other way. Viggo Bjork gets into the attacking zone, makes the feed, slides it over. Saline Wallenius.
They're swarming.
They're swarming, and the Canadians weren't there for the breakout. And you see Fernstrom with the steal. Fresh legs coming out for the Swedes. Now back to the blue line, Boumedienne.
The movement by the Swedes is in.
He wraps it. Played back to the blue line, Boumedienne. Losing his footing as he turned to his forehand was Nordlund.
Good no call by the ref. He was in good spot to see that. Just another opportunity for Canadians to put a shot on goal, and they choose not to. Had the puck in the slot, and kind of puck handled it, stick handled it, and didn't rip it.
7.5 minutes to go here, period 2. Swedes on top, 5-1. Canadians, that one hits a skate, puck gets away, and big hit out at the neutral zone, but it ends up getting onto the stick of Boisvert. Boisvert with a feed to Vanaker.
Another example of where a guy should shoot the puck. He's not shooting the puck, and he got dusted.
Everybody's on sides for the Swedes. High trailer here, Berglund. They hit Berglund, backhanded, a huge save made by Gardner. Loose puck. This one slapped ahead out to Spence. And the Canadians buying some time by rolling back into their own end. Now up around the red line in front of the scorer's table. Gets kicked over to Danford, and a stoppage offside. Genborg got a stick on it, and it's cleared out to the blue line by Gardner. Boumedienne. He'll switcheroo. Now he's out top, and he's gone over to the other side. That shot hit a skate and goes just wide of the mark. 5 minutes to go, period 2. And you've used the term previously. Another one of my color partners used it. Puck support. Fancy coach speak for just what are you doing without the puck? If you don't have the puck and you're trying to go somewhere to help the guy who does find a pass, that's the hockey term puck support. And we do see an example of that. The Swedes moving well without the puck, and they get to those white spaces and call for it. There's a shot from close range. Fernstrom down low. Save made by the Canadians, and they chip it out to neutral. This is Saline Wallenius. Gets it over onto the tape of a player not in my program. Who's number 10?
Yeah, he's not listed.
They're calling up guys during the game. It might be Russ Tyler. By Evan Gardner. You know, it's interesting, Tom. We talk about some Canadian players not dressing for the game. And yeah, number 1 pick, number 2 pick, next year's number 1 pick. It isn't like the Canadians are bereft of talent. Boisvert, Reshny, and Hage drafted around the teens. It wasn't that much later in the first round. So there's just a commentary wondering if they got the right guys. There's no way to win that battle. You've got to pick a roster.
Right.
There's always going to be someone that wishes somebody else were on it. But it's going to be, the proof is in the pudding. When they come to the Twin Cities in 5 months, is this a roster that works? And if it doesn't, then they're going to take the arrows.
But I think the players that they left off, I don't remember them all by name, but statistically, they put up huge numbers in junior. And that was something that was lacking, was goals for Canada. And there's a goal.
Another one.
Yeah, left alone in front a little bit. It did pop out of the goalie's glove. So, as usual, anytime there's a goal scored, there's usually, 2, 3, 4 breakdowns. And there's just a shot on net, and nope, there's a guy behind you, and he tucked it in pretty calmly and confidently.
And, Tom, we've reached that part of the game. It happens from time to time. Wilson Bjork buys some time, finds the open man. Tom, there's that puck support you talk about. Saline Wolenya skating into white space.
Good hit by Malcolm Spence, too. I do think the Canadians need to be physical at times on these guys because they are skating around with puck possession pretty confidently. Here's a 2-on-1.
2-on-1. Vanacker. Pass never arrived. He had an option there to maybe shoot. He also could have tried that pass off the pads that you see. Vanacker was there, but neither one of them worked. He tried to slide it over, and a defenseman caught just a piece of it. Great breakup by the Swedes. There's a shot by Genborg. That one hits the glass and comes back into the slot area. Fortunately for the Canadians, red jerseys abound. They clear, and now they enter the zone. Vanacker snaps it toward the goal. Glove save, I think, right?
I think the ref felt they needed one.
Reed. So the Swedes, they play a diamond 1-2-1 instead of a straight square box. Reed works it over right-hand side for Hage. Back to Reed. Reshny's on the near side. Instead, they go into the high slot area. And the shot comes in on goal from Brady Martin, but he didn't catch it all. Now back out Hage. Hage tries a centering pass.
Gonna force that one.
Saline Wolenius trying to get possession. Instead, it's played to Pettersson, and he lobs it outside the zone. Slow roller all the way down. Reed's going to have to get the puck forehand. He heads up ice. We expect a back pass right about here. Very effective with that approach. Vanacker, however, on the zone entry, has it poked away by Boumedienne. Nice little hesitation, fake move there from Vanacker. Created a little bit of space, but the next pass didn't quite connect. O'Brien centering pass and flying out. Boumedienne 3-on-2. He's got a trailer. That little overlap pass to Viggo Bjork. He puts on the brakes and plays it down for Wilson Bjork. Back behind the goal, Wilson. Fights off.
Trying to think of I can think of the team that was playing there, the junior team. We opened up a new building there, too.
Well, cheerio. Played out into the neutral zone, knocked down by Ekberg. A couple passes later, it's back on the stick. Ekberg through the neutral zone, gains the zone, stays on his feet, slides the pass over, and there's a one-timer from Walter Lindberg. Riddle solved, just wearing number 10 with no name on it, just a spare jersey in use today. And boy, the parting of the sea gave Boumedienne a good path to the goal, and now a shot knocked down in traffic. And Swedes really applying some pressure here in the third. The shot board now reads 30-19, and as mentioned, scoreboard says 7-3. Boumedienne makes the pass. Played over for Saline Wolenius, and quickly they're up ice. Plays it up left-hand side for Fernstrom. He kind of veered into a ditch there, lost the puck, lost his footing, and now it's the Canadians coming the other way. Lova makes the big save, and Hage in the slot. Puck bounced underneath his stick. Good chance there for the Canadians. down behind the goal line. Saline Wallenius makes the feed over for Boumedienne. He turns up ice. Soft pass. Nilsson straight up the middle. He hits Fernstrom. Quickly back to Fernstrom. And boy, everybody's touching the puck for the Swedes right now. They are just flinging it around, connecting on all these passes. It's been fun to watch. Saline Wallenius turns, takes the shot. Hage. Look how quickly Hage got up ice after the shot block. And drifting in across change. Loose puck in front of the goal, cleared to the sidewall by Harnstam. That's enough for the Swedes to break out, and they get it onto the stick of Wilson Bjork. He goes inside out, over to his backhand, centering pass. He scores! Interesting, Spencer Gill was in the slot, knocked down the pass, and it went 5-hole. So an own goal in soccer speak, but it's Wilson Bjork outside in, backhand in front of the goal, off the stick and between the legs. The goaltender got set and adjusted. Here we have Wilson Bjork coming into traffic. He goes inside, pulls it out, and just throws it into the blue. And it finds the back of the net.
Yep.
You know, just proves your point that good things might happen.
If you throw it on net, throw it towards the net.
And he was under a little pressure. He didn't have time to look for a better, what in skateboarding or snowboarding they would call goofy, where it's backward. And they catch with the right, they hold the stick with the left. And you make a good point there. The shot came in and gets knocked down by that right-handed catching mitt. So everything's flipped. 3 minutes to go. Sweden comfortably in control. Zone entry for Pettersson. He plays it wide. They give it back to him behind the goal. He circles, runs it down into the corner, up to the hash. Triple team, Canadians, red jerseys all surrounding him. Loose puck, eventually grabbed by Lindstrom. He makes a bounce pass. This one's going to go all the way down, icing the call. Certainly the Scandinavian gear, some swag. These are...
Yeah. Well, and earlier I was saying I was kind of rooting for Canada. I was rooting for them to make it close. I played with Daniel Alfredson, who became a very good friend in Ottawa. Loved playing with all, the Swedish players that I played with. I played with Kenny Johnson.
Have to respect how they go about their business and the way they play. This Swedish team has put on a clinic today, holding someone up against the ropes for 4 seconds when you're only allowed 5, or some of the things you see in professional wrestling that cross the line. This is it's just awesome to see the Swedes in how they're playing. Oh, and Hage gets his goal. Hage in that mid-slot area picks up a puck, turns and fires high top.
Deserves some credit too, because